Hello and welcome, my friends. This is Jennifer from Mystic Star. I want to thank you guys so very much for spending time with me today and watching this video. This video is going to be your weekly group reading for the week of October 25th through to the 31st. Well, it's that final push in October. We're wrapping things up. Saturday, that veil, it's at its thinnest. We have a lot going on this week with the full moon coming up, that 31st mark. There's a lot of energies that we can use to our advantage. And, well, you know me, we need to use what's right at hand and make a difference in our everyday. In this reading, I am going to, of course, focus in on how you can overcome that weekly challenge and the challenges that we're facing in our everyday in the highest vibration possible so you can get the most out of this week. Because we do have that veil, it is getting to that thinnest point. It's such an amazing opportunity for us to connect in and get that much needed guidance to help get us aligned with that soul's deeper purpose, gain more fulfillment, and of course abundance that we so desperately need right now. Of course, when I'm looking at going deep, I had to go with the Wizard's Tarot. It's kind of that witchy wizard's time. And then of course I paired it nicely. And then of course I paired it with that Oracle of the Dragonfae, adding in that stability and support of the dragons and this beautiful oracle deck. And like always, I have links below to both these fantastic decks, so should they speak to you, you can go check them out for yourselves. So the choices I have, my friends, for this reading, I have Rose Quartz, Selenite, and then Auralite. I want you to quickly look at these crystals and choose whichever one resonates with you the most right now, and then head to that description box below. I have timestamps there. You click on your correlating timestamp and it'll take you straight to your reading, and I will see you there, my friends. Hello and welcome, my Rose Quartz friends. This reading is especially for you. Now, like always, I have the full decks of both the tarot and the oracle cards here, so you get the most comprehensive and meaningful reading for you. Without further ado, let's see what the week holds for my Rose Quartz friends. What can my Rose Quartz friends expect from the week of October 25th through the 31st? Dragonfae of rebirth, whole again. Those aha moments, those connections, that understanding of self. It's not surprising to see this card this week because we are able to gain such direction and such amazing insight with the thinning of the veil. Many of us struggle with that connection and understanding messages. This week, we'll be able to utilize this thinning veil to our advantage, checking in and ensuring we understand what's being asked of us. I've been very clear in my readings that we should be using this time to connect in with our high vibrational team rather than passed on loved ones. There is nothing that stops or vets what information or what is shared from passed on loved ones or people who have died. You can have passed on individuals who have never left this realm and who are out for harm, who are out for your energy and out for control. So this week, I really encourage people, rather than connecting into something that we don't really need right now, we need that insight, we need that high vibrational support. Taking this time to work with our high vibrational support team. Not only will it help us this week, but it'll help us in weeks to come. I like to think of October as the month that gives us training wheels for our intuitional and channeling abilities. Of course, I did bring out a number of meditations in October to support you with that connecting and channeling our high vibrational support team. This is a fantastic week to take some time to visit or revisit these meditations. Let's get into this week a little bit more for you. What can my rose quartz friends expect from the beginning of the week? Strength, the 8th card in the Major Arcana, really speaks to that whole again. Strength uses her abilities, her natural gifts, in her own way. She connects in and uses that high vibrational energy and universal unconditional love to her advantage. She is able to tame the wildest beasts because she trusts in her and her abilities and is easily able to overcome that resistance. It's using our natural abilities, those skills and tools that we innately can tap into, we can use, they're in our everyday. And then, this is important, utilizing them. It's one thing to say you have a shovel, it's another to use it, to dig that hole, to plant that tree. And that's what we need to do. It's actually participating, taking that shovel and using it. And that's what this week is encouraging you to do. You have all these tools, you have all these amazing gifts and abilities. It's now time to utilize them. If not, it's just going to continue to collect dust, and you'll continue to stay stagnant until the universe kicks you in the butt with the tower. Let's go into the middle of the week. Oh, apparently that's the middle of the week. What can my rose quartz friends expect from the middle of the week? I love this deck, I love the imagery, and I love how sassy it is. The Two of Swords. Twos, of course, we're looking at duality and choice. That sword, we're looking at that knowledge. The middle of the week, when we start to engage and use our skills and abilities, use what we have at hand to our advantage, we're going to gain clarity, we're going to gain insight. This week, we know the veil is thinning. Saturday, it's going to be at its thinnest. That insight and direction is there. And what's more, we have the ability to gain clarity and further understanding through checking in and connecting in to our high vibrational support team. It's up to us to use this to our advantage to get that insight, to get that direction. We still may have some uncertainty to it. Her eyes and third eye are still blind. We still may have that uncertainty. However, we have that direction. We have that understanding. And most importantly, we have that trust in self and our support team to help guide us forward. So the middle of the week, you will get that aha moment. Even if that aha moment still seems clouded and unsure, taking baby steps forward, that slow, steady progression will support you in making major change over time that is stable and reliable. Like I said, and I've said in past videos, I'm not a big proponent and supporter of those leaps of faith. We're too unstable, especially now when we feel unstable as a whole and as a global collective. We need that stability in other areas. So making sure that we take those small baby steps, that progression, it may be small, but over time, we get that leeway we're looking for. We get that headway. What about the end of the week? What can my rose quartz friends expect from the end of the week? The Two of Wands. Those decisions, they're going to keep coming. You're going to be able to have that understanding in the knowledge base and then have it connect into that passion base. Again, it's one thing to know about a shovel, but it's another to plant the tree and have that passion, have that conviction to do so. So we're going to go from being able to grab the shovel to understand how to technically use said shovel and where you're going to plant said tree, to start to connect in, gaining that fulfillment, gaining that understanding on a deeper level, gaining that understanding about self, understanding how you need to go forward and how you need to progress, because it's different for everybody. We're not supposed to be on the same journey. We may be learning similar lessons and experiencing similar aspects and situations. However, our journeys are different. It's about that individuality, owning our abilities, and understanding ourselves. It's going to make a difference. And that's what this week is about, is that understanding and, well, ownership. And most importantly, that movement. We need to do this. No one else is going to do it for us. Let's go into some blessings. What blessings can my rose quartz friends embrace for the week of October 25th through the 31st? Lady Luna Magic. Synchronize with the lunar time and energy. So this card, obviously, we're looking at having a blue moon. And, well, they happen, well, in a blue moon. A blue moon occurs when you have a double full moon in one calendar month. We were greeted and embraced by the hunter moon at the beginning of the month, and now we have the blue moon on the 31st. The end of the week, we're able to tap into that divine feminine energy to help heal us, help really connect in, help invigorate us and move us forward. What happens with the blue moon is that it embraces and amplifies the energy of the zodiac sign it rises with. And this time, this blue moon on the 31st, it rises with Leo, that fiery and passionate zodiac sign. And it really reconnects into what we're talking about. The maiden in the strength card is usually taming a lion. And we have Leo coming in at the end of the week. So that lion energy, that roar and grr is what we need. Yes, we can embrace that amazing divine energy of the feminine. However, if anybody has ever met a mom who is gone into mama bear grr mode, knows that that mama bear, that divine feminine, is not a passive energy. It is an energy that, yes, is considered passive, but still can make headway. That roar and grr, well, it's very effective. We need to utilize this energy to help heal and motivate us, help to really invigorate us. Queen Mab, your ancient wisdom is awakening. I love this card. I love the vibrant blues in against that red. Of course, that ancient and amazing wisdom and insight that we've forgotten. Many of us were pioneers in creating it. It's information that is lost within us, and information that we need to reconnect in with. Earlier last week, I published a meditation with Archangel Mariel, And he helped connect us in with some past tools that have been very effective for us in overcoming challenges, and also connects us in with an astral family member that had some information and guidance for us. Unlike a passed on loved one, this astral family member is being vetted. He has Archangel Mariel standing right beside them. They have to share information and wisdom that is high vibrational, that's going to support you, because you have that archangel ensuring that that's what this is for. So it's not quite like connecting in with a passed on loved one. This is vetted and very supportive. And that's what we need right now. We need that wisdom and guidance to take us forward, to understand things better, to make more positive choices for us. All right, let's go on to the challenge. I know I went into the blessings. I'm going to backtrack a little bit and go on to the challenge, because these blessings really support you with that message. Of course, and before I forget, we also have double twos here. Anytime you have that multiple two, the angels are telling you that you need to listen to your intuition and keep the faith. Keep going. Which really helps us with what we need to get going on and what is really important. That intuition, that guidance, it's going to be amazing for us. What challenge will my rose quartz friends face for the week of October 25th through the 31st? The World, the 21st card in the Major Arcana. Of course, that's not going in. Of course, we're looking at that ending and a beginning. And we're looking at that resistance. We're not going to really want to move forward on a subconscious level. And this is very much a progression forward. That understanding and that connection in. You're healing yourself and you're understanding yourself on a deeper level. That can be scary for your subconscious, and it's something that your ego is going to resist fully and will add in and amplify that fear and heartache to try and slow you down. Yes, it's a pain in the butt, and no, we can't change our ego. However, like those double twos, that intuition, that connection to our higher self and to those high vibrational beings, they're going to help us. They're going to help us embrace this change and celebrate that next amazing adventure. We know that we need to keep moving forward. Like I said, those baby steps, they do get us to where we need to go, to those next chapters, to new opportunities, to new possibilities. Now, we're going to end off on any further insight, wisdom, and guidance that we can share with my rose quartz friends for the week of October 25th through the 31st. The Hermit, the 9th card in the Major Arcana. We're looking at that inner journey. Of course, that understanding, that insight, that connection to self, it's prevalent this week. So, of course, that inner journey. The Hermit reminds us that we're not alone. We were never meant to do this journey alone. We need to embrace that connection, our support team, and allow them to guide us, to light the way to better understanding and to better connection. And then we have Temperance, the 14th card in the Major Arcana. We're starting to get very Major Arcana-tastic here. And when you have that repeated Major Arcana, you're looking at a shift, a major life shift. Now don't worry, we're not looking at a leap of faith. We're just looking at some major elements coming into play and supporting us on our journey. Like I said, opening that door and embracing that next chapter, that next big adventure. This week, with that connection to self, that knowledge, and most importantly, owning and having that responsibility of action is going to bring in some balance. We need that balance and centeredness to be able to move forward. It helps with our connection to our support team, and it also helps us understand those messages more clearly so that we're able to incorporate them more fully into our everyday. It's one thing to know about a shovel, but to actually hold that shovel is a different piece. It's a different aspect altogether. We need that clarity in those messages so that we can understand what we're looking at on a deeper and more meaningful level. Additionally, of course, the temperance, we're looking at that energy flow. This knowledge is going to help you with that energy. It's going to help you balance out your energies so you feel stronger. You feel more energized. And I know a lot of us are feeling depleted right now, and that energy conservation and understanding is going to go a long way. And then finally, the Emperor, the fourth card in the Major Arcana. So out of 7, you guys have 5 Major Arcana. Of course, the Emperor, you're looking at that stability. There's acknowledgement here that we're feeling unstable, that we're being impacted by that fearful energy that has settled in around the world. It's a global phenomenon. It's just not you or your community. That fear, it's everywhere. And it's impacting us in a very negative way. It's impacting our ability to connect in, to trust ourselves and the universe, because we're afraid of what if. The Emperor encourages us to find stability within ourselves, find stability in our everyday, using a routine and familiar aspects to reinforce that stability. Of course, using aspects that we have in our everyday to support us with this stability. At the beginning of October, I published a stability meditation and a grounding meditation. Both can be used to support you in feeling more able to take on this fearful energy, to create stability and groundedness within our lives. It's a helpful tool to overcome this energy. And of course, you can use crystals and other modalities to help with that stability. That stability is essential for us to be able to connect in, not only to the high vibrational beings, but to ourselves, so we gain that fuller understanding of us and what it is we can do. I want to thank you so much for joining me today and watching this video. I hope that you found this video fun and helpful, and you're able to gain some insight and direction into what the week holds for you. If you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. There is so much more amazing coming your way, my friends. The best way to stay connected so you don't miss out on any of this insight and healing is to subscribe to my channel and hit that little red bell so you don't miss a video. Also, if you enjoyed this video and want to support me in making more, I have a Patreon page. And yes, like others, I have many tiers and perks. And those perks, you're looking at free readings and healings. Also, I have a Patreon exclusive library of videos just for my supporters. I provided a helpful link below, so why not go check it out? Until tomorrow, my Rose Quartz friends. Hello and welcome, my Selenite friends. This reading is especially for you. Now, like always, I have the full decks of both the tarot and the oracle cards here, so you get the most comprehensive and meaningful reading for you. Without further ado, let's see what the week holds for my Selenite friends. What can my Selenite friends expect from the week of October 25th through the 31st? The lovers at the feast, conscious, aware eating. I guess it's kind of very poignant. Not only do we have Thanksgiving, many of us are seeing Halloween being canceled. We've got lots of candy here. But more than that, because that's pretty superficial, it's about being conscious of what we're doing. Conscious of what we're putting in our bodies. It's really easy to overindulge, especially with having such a fantastic night occurring on, Saturday. We have Halloween, we have the full moon, there's lots going on. It's important that we're conscious of what we're consuming and how we're responding to some of the stimuli. There's a lot of energies at play. We have that very heavy and thick energy that's settled in around us globally. We're being impacted by Mercury retrograde and the thinning of the veil. It's really easy to fall back into and rely on some coping mechanisms that don't serve us so well. That overeating, that overindulging, and trying to protect ourselves. Many of us are puffing and fluffing ourselves up with physical weight so that we have that protection. There's a protective barrier between you and the rest of the world. There's other ways to dealing with it, and we're going to explore them this week. We need to be stronger in ourselves and be more aware of what we're doing to our physical body and physical self while we're trying to cope with some energetical and emotional stuff. So let's get into this week a little bit. What can my Selenite friends expect from the beginning of the week? The Emperor. We are starting off with the major kahuna, the stability and rigidity that we need right now. There's too many things that in flux. Like I said, we're starting to rely on old coping mechanisms. We need to rely on more positive and supportive coping mechanisms, finding that stability and strength in other areas. The more stable we feel, the less reliant we are on, some less positive coping mechanisms. That stability we're going to find in that routine. We're going to find in ourselves when we start to trust in our knowledge, our abilities, and our power. And we can do that through self-exploration and that blind trust. It goes a long way. We know we've been able to overcome a lot, and it's our ego that is getting in our way of trusting in us and all that we can do. The Emperor lends his stability and his strength, reminding us to use positive coping mechanisms that will help us with this stability. Things like grounding, things like crystals. I have a fantastic grounding meditation that I brought out at the beginning of the month because I knew that instability and all these energies were overwhelming and we needed a positive way to ground ourselves. Things like that support us in being more able to make positive choices for us. Feel stronger in wading through some of this really funky energy so that we can embrace some amazing opportunities. Let's go into the middle of the week. What can my Selenite friends expect from the middle of the week? the Ace of Pentacles. Reconfirming and reaffirming the importance of grounding. When in doubt, ground, my friends. Just ground. It's more than that, though. We're going to have opportunities present themselves that we can embrace right now. We can start working on. And they start to plant some seeds for later on. If you're a gardener, many people have been starting to plant for next year. And that's what this week offers you. We're going to work on some stuff right now for this week, for our here and now. But we're going to also work on some amazing opportunities to come. Allow things to emerge when they need to in the future. We're going to be able to see that growth in the here and now and plan for some amazing growth to come forward. The middle of the week, you're going to have a few aha moments, and you can help with that aha moment the more you work with it. Like I've been saying since, the beginning of the month and more towards the middle, we've had that veil that's thinning. We have that opportunity to work with our support team, gain that guidance, gain that support, and we can utilize that to our advantage. So a week ago or a couple weeks ago, I did a meditation with Archangel Mariel. He's a fantastic archangel, and I know lots of people really don't know him or have worked with him. However, he gave us some amazing insight and reconnected us with some tools that we're going to need for the future and, well, in some cases, the here and now. He also supported us in connecting in with an astral family member who had gifts and supports for us as well. This is a fantastic meditation to participate or revisit in the middle of the week, adding to that skill, adding to that aha. It's those little pieces that we do that can make all the difference. We're looking at small progressive steps. That meditation, both of them are about 30 minutes. Participating in them for 30 minutes is very manageable. Not only are you gaining tools and insight, you're starting to balance out your hemispheres of your brain so you're able to make more positive choices for ourselves. And that's what this week is about, that positive choice. Remaining in the high vibration so that you're able to embrace and incorporate amazing new ideas, wisdom, and guidance. Let's go on to the end of the week. What does the end of the Apparently, that's what the end of the week has for you. What does the end of the week bring, my Selenite friends? Sometimes it's fun when the cards really do jump like that. You're very sure that that card is for you. The Wheel of Fortune. And I think we can kind of see where that's going, right? Sometimes the cards are very clear, right? And we can see that message loud and clear. Not only is it bright and brilliant, really encouraging us forward, it talks, of course, about that movement. We're able to make positive choices for ourselves, and we're going to see that shift, getting us unstuck, getting us stronger, and allowing us to embrace new and amazing possibilities and opportunities that, well, right now we can't see. We're trying to cocoon and fluff ourselves up. We're in protection mode rather than connection mode. The end of the week, we're going to see some of this energy shift, and we're going to see some positive results for us. The more we're able to connect in for us with those positive supports, the more we're going to get out of this week. Let's go on to the challenge, because this week offers us a lot of amazing opportunities. There's always the other side of the coin. What else are we going to be dealing with? What challenge will my Selenite friends face for the week of October 25th through the 31st? The Chariot. Of course, we've got the 7th card in the Major Arcana, And you guys are major arcana-tastic. Out of 4, you have 3 major arcanas. It means that this week offers you some major shifting in, and I love this, a very stable way. Small progressive steps. Nothing leaps and bounds. Now, the charioteer uses his willpower and his determination to overcome any and all obstacles. He doesn't have reins on his steeds, or in this case, a dragon's. He uses his willpower. He's able to control his environment through knowledge and trusting in his power. And that's truly going to be our biggest challenge this week. Trusting in ourselves and our power. Like I said earlier, it's that instability and lack of trust that is causing us to revert back. We're not making the positive choices for ourselves. We're falling back into choices and coping mechanisms that we used to use that are low vibrational and aren't serving us. The more we trust in ourselves, the more we push and challenge our ego, the more we're going to turn the charioteer from an obstacle to an ally. We need that willpower. We need that conviction to push through our ego, push through that low vibrational, fearful energy that's all around us. And that fear does not come from Halloween. That fear is a lot more deep-rooted than that. There's a lot going on right now, and we're feeling the impact of it. The more willpower, the more conviction we have, of course, the easier it is to turn him from an obstacle to an ally. Now, the charioteer also has balance. He's got the black and the white. Iconically, he or she, the charioteer, has that black and white, that duality in their steeds. That balance is going to be important. That stability is going to be important. We have 2 major arcanas flanking a minor. We need to ensure that we feel balanced. We feel at peace. That's why those meditations will really help us with that balance. It makes us more able to make those positive choices. Right now, we don't have that ability. We're too impacted by those energies that are all around us. Let's go on to some blessings. What blessings can my Selenite friends embrace for the week of October 25th through the 31st? Fernia, clarity. Like I said, we're going to gain that balance, we're going to gain that insight. That clarity is going to come clear. We're going to be able to make some choices. This week will offer you a lot of aha moments. It's up to us to embrace them, and most importantly, to incorporate them into our everyday. If we don't have that active participation, it's not going to help you. It's not going to be meaningful. You're going to find that those opportunities don't occur, that you don't see that shift, that change. We need to be participating in our lives. We need that active participation to make a difference. Things will not happen for us. We need to embrace them and incorporate them in. Queen Una, a brilliant solution is on its way. I love how different decks give you that information in different ways. Of course, we've got that solution, that shift, it's coming. We need it. We feel unstable. We feel, ugh. We want that shift. We also need that shift in trusting self rather than being impacted and driven by our ego and that fearful energy all around us. That shift, it's an internal shift. that internal shift that's going to cause great and amazing reactions. So we're going to end off the reading on any further insight, wisdom, and guidance that we can share with my Selenite friends for the week of October 25th through the 31st. The Seven of Swords. Of course, anytime you see that Seven of Swords, you're looking at a thievery, a theft, a dishonesty. Sevens in tarot are a challenging number. However, unlike the 5, they have that luck, they have that victory, because 7 is a lucky number. So with some perseverance, we're able to be victorious over this. And that's a big element of what we're looking at. We feel very disheartened. We feel unable to move forward. Yet, should we try, we're going to be victorious. We've got the 7 of Swords and the Chariot, the 7 card in the Major Arcana. We need to have that trust in self and abilities. Well, before I get going on too much more, of course, we have that double 7. What the angels are telling you is that you're on the right path, that you need to keep going. Again, that trust, it's there. You need to embrace it. You need to have that connection in an understanding of self. Getting rid of that ego's puffy fluffiness that is there to protect us. And I said at the beginning, and we're doing it subconsciously, because we feel vulnerable. That understanding of self helps us accept that vulnerability, accept more of who we are. And that acceptance will go a long way with those aha moments and that shift that is here for us. Like I said, it's up to us to see it through. The Magician, the first card in the Major Arcana. We're looking at your natural abilities and skills, incorporating them in with that everyday element to make the magic happen. And that magic is right here. We have the ability to shift out and move away from our current situation. However, it's up to us to do it. Now, of course, we've got the Magician, who's the first card in the Major Arcana, and then we have the Ace of Pentacles. An angel message is when you see that double 1, the angels are encouraging you to believe in yourself and your abilities. Incorporating that in with the 7s, we're on the right track. The angels are reconfirming what I'm saying. We need to trust in ourselves, trust in our abilities, use what we have right at hand. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. We need to use what's at hand so that we can make those positive changes. When we start to make positive changes, those around us innately will also respond, helping you to make even more positive changes because they follow suit. That vibration, it's contagious. When we raise our vibration through positive choice, others, well, they want to mimic and follow us because positive things are happening for us. They can see that abundance, they can see those shifts, so they too start to make positive changes. And then their vibration rises, which encourages us to keep going. Also, our high vibration also encourages us to keep going. So you can see how we can get unstuck should we put some energy and set those intentions to do so. And finally, the World, the 21st card in the Major Arcana, that ending and beginning card. Like I said here, we've got that shift coming. We can embrace this shift and end this chapter. We need to put our mind to it, give ourselves permission, give ourselves the time and energy to make these shifts, to embrace these messages, this guidance, and these opportunities. It's up to us. The universe is offering us some amazing possibilities. It will not be able to do the work for us because that's why we're here, to experience and learn. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me today and watching this video. I hope that you found this video fun and helpful and you're able to gain some insight and direction into your week. If you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. There is so much more amazing coming your way, my friends. The best way to stay connected so you don't miss out on any of this amazing insight and healing is to subscribe to my channel and hit that little red bell so you don't miss a video. Also, if you enjoyed this video and want to support me in making more, I have a Patreon page. And yeah, I know lots of people have them. And of course, I've got lots of tiers with many perks. Those perks, we're looking at private readings and healings. And of course, I also have a Patreon exclusive library of videos just for my supporters. I provided a helpful link below, so why not go check it out? Until tomorrow, my Selenite friends. Hello and welcome, my Auralite friends. This reading is especially for you. Now, like always, I have the full decks of both the tarot and the oracle cards, so you get the most comprehensive and meaningful reading for you. Without further ado, let's see what the week holds for my Auralite friends. What can my Auralite friends expect from the week of October 25th through the 31st? The Sovereign, Celtic Power. Such a beautiful card. It's not one I get a lot, however, it is really poignant, especially right now. Sovereign is a Dragonfae queen, and she is the ruler of the element of the earth. And her time to shine is autumn. Both these elements and factors are really important right now. Not only are we in the season of autumn, so she is in full power. She reminds us of the importance of the earth, of grounding. Because right now there are a lot of energies at play. We've got the astrological phenomenon of Mercury retrograde and the thinning of the veil. All of it can add instability. She is here to help protect, help nurture us. And we need that reminder this week, now more than ever, as that veil is coming to the thinnest point. And those energies on the global whole, well, they're starting to rock a lot. We're really being impacted by some of this lower vibrational energy of fear and heartache. Sovereign is here to lend her gentle power, that nurturing, earthy, fertile power to you, to guide you, to help you through this rocky time. And, like I said, remind you of the importance of grounding so you feel stable, even though the energies around you are less than stable and cause a lot of instability in people's lives. Let's look at this week a little bit more for you. What can my Auralite friends expect from the beginning of the week? The Seven of Swords. Of course, it's that theft card. So sevens, they're a challenging number to deal with. However, unlike the 5, sevens are a lucky number. So even though there is a challenge, we can be victorious over it. Of course, the Seven of Swords is a warning card. We have to be careful of what we're trying to get away with. It's really easy to be led by our ego and put that puffy fluffiness up so that we don't have to be accountable to our true self. The beginning of the week, we're going to be able to take this beautiful, nurturing energy and be able to start to be honest with us. That stability and honesty will help us deal with whatever other challenges occur this week, next week, and, well, the weeks to come. Additionally, the card is reminding you to be careful about those other individuals in our lives. People are trying to get away with a lot right now. They're feeling unstable and they're feeling scared. That fear breeds some pretty dodgy choices. Choices that they may not normally have made. Actions that they may not have normally done. We need to be mindful of how people are reacting and what people are doing. The beginning of the week, we're looking at honesty. That need to start to cut through some of the crap, using those critical thinking skills, and looking at and assessing what we're trying to do and what's going on around us. That awareness and honesty is that foundation that we need to build off of. We need to cut off some of this fluffiness and get to the heart of the matter. So the beginning of the week, we're going to be faced with some assessment, some critical thinking about self and about others. Let's go into the middle of the week. What does the middle of the week bring, my Auralite friends? The Four of Wands. Of course, anytime you see fours in tarot, you're looking at that foundation. Fours are always that structural number. That wand, that inner fire, that passion. The more honest we are about self and situation, the more that passion is going to burn bright. Like I said, we need to be working from honesty. Being honest with self allows for creativity. It allows for that passion to burn bright because we're able to reconnect in with life-giving aspects. Additionally, the more honest we are with ourselves about who we are, what we're doing, and how others are impacting us, we're going to be able to take that rite of passage, which is another meaning of the Four of Wands. That rite of passage from this fluffy, puffy, oblivious individual. It reminds me, and I'm really seeing an individual in a life jacket just bobbing along, not anchored, not secured, not finding meaning, just existing. That rite of passage brings in that passion, that honesty, that truth brings in that stability, allowing for some beautiful growth. Even though the autumn is not known for growth, because we're looking at things coming to maturity, we can start to plant seeds. If you're a gardener, you know that some people are planting for next year already. And this is exactly what we're doing here. But that honesty breeds and erupts that passion, that connection, that groundedness, that stability will anchor you so you're able to move forward. You're no longer just existing for existing's sake. You're not bouncing down a river in a life jacket. We're able to get out of that water and enjoy and experience what it is we were supposed to experience. what we're supposed to learn. Let's go on to the end of the week. What does the end of the week bring, my Auralite friends? The Three of Cups. What a beautiful card. I love this deck. I love the imagery in it. It's fun, it's fresh, and the colors are amazing. And I'm a big color person. So obviously the Three of Cups, we have that connection. And one thing that we can say about this rite of passage is that it's going to help us connect in with individuals with similar viewpoints, building that community, again strengthening us, helping us to expand an already amazing support team. However, this expansion, we're looking at very like-minded, supported individuals on the physical plane. And that's going to make a big difference as we move forward, as we progress and evolve. So the end of the week, don't be surprised if new people don't show up, or you have opportunity to connect in. And yes, I know we're under a lot of restrictions again. Many of us are looking at having to lock down. That's okay. I didn't say that it was going to be your neighbor. That virtual support, the support through our technological age, is still support. We still have that ability to connect in. And again, we have to be careful. We want to make sure that we're honest with self about ourselves and other people, keeping that in mind as well, because it's really easy to hide online behind different pseudonames or tagger names. We need to be honest with ourselves and find a community that is built on that same honesty and the same principles that we hold close to our hearts. So let's look at the challenge for the week. Whoa! Apparently that's your challenge. What challenge will my Auralite friends face for the week of October 25th through the 31st? The Ten of Pentacles. Of course, we're looking at one of the family cards. Whoa, family card does not want to stay. Okay, so it's not that our family wants to impact us or stop us from growing. It's the deep-rooted belief systems, those core values that are going to be the challenge. These beliefs, these values, well, they're rooted in more than just our nuclear family. They go back generations. And you're going to find that some of that and some of this fluffiness has come from those deep-rooted beliefs, those values. They may or may not be serving us. However, they're going to come up. And it's amazing at what some of our beliefs are. Many people are afraid of Friday the 13th. Well, that's a society thing. That's a belief. However, Friday the 13th, when you go back, it's to celebrate the goddess and the divine feminine. So, that deep-rooted belief impacts individuals negatively when they can embrace the beauty of something that doesn't happen all the time. And that's what's going to impact us the most, are those deep-rooted beliefs and feelings. Now, this also gives us an amazing opportunity to reflect in on that. I said that authenticity, that truth, it's going to be an important part. We can look at those beliefs. Are they serving you? Maybe it's time to release them. Some of the growth we're going to see is getting rid of really what's not serving us, what weighs us down, and what I like to call that fluffy barrier. That fluffy barrier that really precludes us from being able to embrace and experience all that this life has to offer us. Let's go on to some blessings. What blessings can my Auralite friends embrace for the week of October 25th through the 31st? It's funny because when I first pulled this card of the Ten of Pentacles, all this kind of drapery, it felt like it was mummifying us. It wraps itself and intertwines itself so deeply, and we don't realize it. It's time to slow down and really look at and assess ourselves and our situation. Pellinor and the Lady. Bittersweet farewell. Like I just said, we have to get rid of what's not serving us. What's not working. It may work for some people. However, that honesty to self will go a long way in strengthening us, connecting in with what really matters to us, and helping us realign ourselves to that purpose, why we're here. Morgan Le Fay, healing. I love it when my cards in different decks say exactly what I was talking about. Releasing gives that opportunity to heal, that movement forward, that connection, that meaning. This week, in a weird way, helps us with our healing. I know healing is such an umbrella word. There's so much it pertains to. And there's so many ways that we can start to work on and heal ourselves, especially when we add in that release. These two cards work amazing together because they are talking about the same thing in different ways. Hitting home and connecting in on different levels, with different levels, however, with the same end result. That strengthening and connection in with who we truly are. Now, we have the Sovereign who's overseeing this whole week. That nurturing, strong energy. And we're going to be able to embrace that nurturing energy and help us cut through some of the stuff we don't need so that we can embrace what is truly beneficial and meaningful for us. We're going to end off on any further insight, wisdom, and guidance that we can share with my Auralite friends for the week of October 25th through the 31st. The Page of Cups. Of course, we can't have a reading for Halloween week without talking about that intuitional connection. We have that ability to connect in and strengthen and utilize that guidance. How to cut out and be honest with self and really assess some core values and beliefs that may not be serving us. That guidance, that support, it's truly needed. Additionally, we have that page, so we have that childlike innocent energy that's full of inquisical and playful energy. We need that inquisical mind to question everything, to really assess what's happening for us, what is happening with other people, and what's happened to us historically. We may not have that insight as to past life regressions or past life information. However, we can go into that familial and generational aspect. Those pieces that are really impacting us with those core values. Now, we don't have just any page. We have the Page of Cups. And of course, that cup is connected into that intuitional energy. However, the Page of Cups is the most flexible card in the deck. And it's that flexibility that we need right now. And when we combine it with that intuitional creativity, we're going to be able to easily disarm the Seven of Swords, gain the information, and, well, call a spade a spade. Being honest with self. Now, I should mention, I did say that we need to be careful and be mindful and assess what other people are doing in our lives. This is true. However, we don't need to tell them about it. You don't want to have that confrontation. You don't want that fight. You can assess what they're doing. We don't need to reflect it back to them. We don't need to challenge them. We need to make decisions for our greater good. Making decisions on how to protect us and how we can stay in that high vibration. Sometimes, and I know there's a saying that you keep your allies close but your enemies closer. Understanding what's happening and what they're doing. And then just being mindful of it. And putting in those barriers and protections that, well, you need. A number of weeks ago, I kicked off my Just You and Me series. And the first meditation I did was a protection meditation. And that can go a long way in protecting us from that energy and some of the negativity that others have. It's a fantastic meditation to utilize to add some extra protection to you. Of course, there's lots of crystals that you can carry with you to help with that protection. And yes, there are protection sprays, but please be mindful of that. And you have to assess where you're getting that source from, because sometimes protection sprays are nothing more than just some smelly water. We want to make sure that you feel that protection, that you're not leaving yourself vulnerable. Because like I said, these energies that are floating all around, that are causing that insecurity, are causing fear in others. So they're doing things that they normally don't do. So keeping that in mind, we don't want ourselves to be functioning from that fear mentality. We just want to protect and strengthen us so that we are able to make some amazing choices and, well, some amazing progression, working on that healing and releasing. Sorry, my cards, they're sassy. Of course, we have the Death card, the 13th card in the Major Arcana, and we're looking at that release. I said it way back when we were talking about that obstacle. There's stuff that we need to release. It's going to help with that connection and that progression forward. Not everything that we have right now is serving us and is helping us for a greater good. Starting that release by acknowledging, you know what, it doesn't serve me to be afraid of Friday the 13th. Popular culture and society have made me think it's a bad day. But really, when I look at it, I have that opportunity to make some amazing choices. So when Friday the 13th comes up again, I'm going to embrace it rather than being fearful of it. That inner dialogue, well, it goes a long way. We're able to make changes for our greater good. Help to release some thoughts, feelings, and beliefs that are rooted in stuff that don't make sense anymore. And finally, Temperance, the 14th card in the Major Arcana. We're looking at that balance. The more honest we are about ourselves, the more we're able to release that isn't serving us. We have to put that in. Just don't release for releasing's sake. Just release what's not working. We're able to take that rite of passage, and we're able to see that amazing balance and harmony come in within ourselves. We're going to feel stronger and more able to overcome, well, anything that life throws at you. But you're able to experience and find fulfillment in what you are experiencing. You're going to be able to gain more abundance and bring in what you need the most. I want to thank you so much for spending time with me today and watching this video. I hope that you found this video fun and helpful, and you're able to gain some guidance and direction into what the week is offering you. If you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. There is so much more amazing coming your way, my friends. The best way to stay connected so you don't miss out on any of this amazing insight and healing is to subscribe to my channel and hit that little red bell so you don't miss a video. Also, if you like this video and want to support me in making more, I have a Patreon page. I know lots of people have Patreon pages. And of course, I've got lots of tiers with many perks. And of course, we're looking at free readings and healings from me. Also, I have a library of Patreon exclusive videos just for my supporters. I provided a helpful link below, so why not go check it out? Until tomorrow, my Auralite friends.